Let's have a little look at a file I put together, just a rather basic one, using for, just as an example, the, oops, wrong one, Six Nations of the Grand. Here we are. Let's light up some of the offices and the transmission stations. Come in on the area a bit, and we could look at it from this perspective to start with. The local files for the information lot by lot. Let me zoom in here. Of course, I would imagine many have seen files like this before, where you can go through the reserve lot by lot and get a little more information on a given lot just by clicking on it. At the same time, we could activate the DOM map overlay here, and the DOM map, and the properties of it can be adjusted with clarity from transparent to opaque, and it gives us a pretty good idea of how the power lines in the area, in this case they're being marked off in like a purple or mauve color or an orange color depending on the type of power line. Most of them are following the existing streets, which is fairly typical but not always the case. Here's one over here where I'm clicking that's cutting through someone's property by the looks of it. Aside from just showing us how the power lines are laid out, a DOM map also demarks other types of infrastructure in the area that are pertinent to connecting a renewable energy project to the local power system. For example, these red arrows here are known as open points. Now maybe we can turn that off. I'm going to enable the Canada Land Index overlay, again showing how the various soils in the area have been distributed, the soil classes. Now this can be again helpful in making a choice of which soils or where you might want to locate a renewable energy project on a given reserve. So notice you can pardon me, scroll in here. You can still see the lots through the overlay, and you can see more or less of the lots of the adjusting the transparency, and at the same time it shows you how the soils have been distributed, so it can be very helpful in making a decision. And that's just a quick example of how some basic information can be put together into an overlay for a given band. Well, I do like my KMZ files that I built. They certainly are not the only ones out there. That can be helpful in planning for a renewable energy project. Some information that is free and available online and can just be gathered up and included in a process for planning these projects is the Canada Lands files. It's showing all the reserves, I believe all the reserves in Ontario. And if you zoom in on an area of one of these files, for those maybe who have not seen this sort of information, you can click on it. Some of them have more information than others. This one doesn't have a whole lot by the looks of it. Oh wait, it takes a second to load. Pardon me. This is what I was expecting. Yes, so we have more information here and different pieces for different plots of land. So those points can be copied and actually pasted. If I was to click on this, it would move that point from this file here to that file there. So you can use those to start building a KMZ file to base a project around. Other bits of information that are available out there and are free of charge off of the government website would be the abandoned and inactive mines overlay. Some of these mines may be located on native lands, might be able to be used for a renewable energy project. These are ones that are no longer in use, and perhaps it might be good to use these pieces of land because many of them are automatically considered to be contaminated or brown fields, after the mining operations have closed. Each of these points, when you click on it, it gives a little bit of information here, but it also has a point that you can click on, and it will open a website and provide more information on a given mine. So we have here. Other information that can be gathered out there would be some geological features. I'm going to zoom out a bit for this one. And one that I do like in this overlay is the resident geologist districts. And just give it a second here. Mineral deposits inventory. Zoom out some more. It takes a second to load. The resident geologist program highlights different types of materials distributed throughout the province. You get ones like this. It's a prospect. It's a grade marker there. Again, it would give you more information about the mine here. You got ones like this. Its primary commodities are clay, silica, sand. They can also find a little bit of gold and lignite up there. These points again can be copied and moved to another file if you needed to be building a CAMZ file with other materials to put together for a presentation. And as one can see, there is a tremendous amount of information on this very given screen. These black ones here are active mines. Producing mine means it's active, running, needs power. So there's lots of other information you can load up there and combine with the overlays that I've put together. One of those overlays that I made up not too long ago was something I just call the Northern Situation. Here it is. These communities, Red Lake, Pickerel Lake, and Quebec QE, are needing a lot of power. It's costing a tremendous amount of money, almost north to $70 million a year to get power to these three communities. The Power Authority and Hydro One are trying to figure out how to resolve this issue, whether they should run power lines maybe from this station or this station here, how to get it up there, or should they produce their own power locally. Now I look at the abandoned mine situation as I zoom in here on Pickerel Lake, and I see there is a mine here. It's a rather granular picture because of just the satellite imagery that I have to work with right here. It appears that land has been cleared around here where I'm clicking. Now that it might turn out to be a great spot for a solar array, a ground-mounted solar project that could be hooked up locally to this Crow River distribution station. And that would help provide the people in Pickerel Lake a little more power. Seems like a good thing to do, and the government even has a program around it to help stimulate that sort of activity. So a little bit more developed presentation here, and that's one of the things I find Google Earth is great at, is putting together presentations that can be used to communicate an idea or concept to many people. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to have a quick look at what I've been working on for the past little while.